Welcome back to the Off-Grid series, episode 2. In this episode we're going to give you a brief overview about our project, where we're coming from, where we're going.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, the house.
So let's start with, it's gonna be like a sit and chat type of video. I'm gonna show you some footage as we talk, and in the next episode it will be more hands-on. So
There are some things that are funny in the next episode, so stay tuned. For me, the journey of being off-grid, like I think most people that know me would say that's my dream. Like it's always been my dream since maybe 15 years ago. And I always liked the idea to be more independent and to grow food, like produce electricity, build a good house. And in the end I went to like an eco-village in Spain and met this Mediterranean beauty. And that kind of we lived in Spain for 1 year together, then we moved to Sweden for a couple of years. Martina was studying there, and I was like, maybe we can go to Italy because it's nice weather, nice climate, you can easily grow and produce electricity.
And in the meantime we were always like kind of looking, and we always had the dream. Like he was the one that kind of like instilled the dream in me as well. I was more like, I really want to be connected more with nature and live together, you know, in a kind of the countryside, but I didn't have the dream really like crystal clear, let's say. He was the one that had
I studied it
points.
Like throughout my life, the different things.
Yeah, but yeah, we were living in Sweden, and we searched also, we checked some houses there with some land. We were for a bit trying to find something there as well. Sweden is a really nice place. When we were living there, I really loved it, the culture, and you know, also the place itself, many different beautiful.
The winter is darker.
Yeah. And we realized that if we want to be kind of self-sufficient and off-grid, it's easier to live in like a southern place. And since I'm from Italy, we thought, okay, let's start checking a bit Italy out.
Yeah, so
I wasn't really sure.
We started to take a huge hike, I remember now. La Via Francigena, we didn't do all of it, but we hiked for weeks or 10
There is
days.
a video in the channel if you want.
There is actually. And we started to scout around because Martina is from the north of Italy. And she's not so used to the central where we eventually ended up. So we were scouting around a bit. Because I was like, maybe it's warmer in the south. And it was.
So we're not really south, we're more center, and we just ended up, it was kind of like by chance, we kind of found a rental during the pandemic. My university switched to be online, so I was like, we could just try to live in Italy. I mean, you were saying that. And then we just found this rental. We couldn't find other places, we checked others, and we ended up here in this area, and we were really surprised by how beautiful and wild and special this place feels. Probably it's also because it has a lot of hills and little mountains, so it's more like, it feels more private. And we weren't sure still about, you know, living here. We checked a lot of different places, houses that were being sold, but still we decided to check out Portugal. You can check the footage or the videos. I've uploaded 2 videos about moving to
so
Portugal.
So we packed all our stuff to the brink of the car's possibilities once again.
5 minutes.
And we moved to Portugal. So we moved 16 times or more. I don't exactly remember, but it was minimum 15 the last time I remembered.
All our travels were always with a kind of the goal to find a place. It wasn't, we really never really traveled, oh, let's just travel because we want to be on vacation. It was always with this intention of like, we go and check this house that we found on a real estate website. So we always search for houses, and that was kind of like a stressful journey, but also very exciting because you check different places.
Yeah, we
But
got
anyhow,
to know a lot of nice people on the way, so it was a nice experience also.
Yeah, but also kind of building up a home. Like, I'm a creature of place. I want to make home where I am, to make roots, and kind of de-root myself every time.
Yeah,
It's so stressful.
like
It
the
doesn't
gardening,
work for me.
for example.
Yeah.
Like, we are so excited to start a garden, and then we have to leave it every time.
Yeah.
It's pretty-
So it was really stressful, but in the end, we decided to come back here because this feels like home.
Yeah, it was
And-
really like we were looking at another place, and they were so horrible to us, and we couldn't even go there.
Yeah.
And then we kind of gave up and came back here. And when we came back, we're like, this is the best. Like, why did we even leave from here? Like, but
We love
we
this
needed,
place.
I think, to explore all the other options to
Yeah.
kind of really establish how much we actually liked here.
Yeah.
So
I guess it's because it's very rural. It feels still like a bit. Yeah, it's more wild. It's wilder than other areas in Italy, and we want that. We're looking for that.
Yeah.
And of course, there are a lot of problematics. We'll talk about that later. It's not like everything, roses and butterflies, but we really love it overall. And so we came back and we found a rental where we currently are, this place, apartment, and we stayed there for almost 2 years now. It's almost 2 years, 1.5 years. Yeah. And last year in October 2022, we were so tired of looking at places. We couldn't find a house. We had some criterias. We wanted to find a place with the land that felt private, so not super connected with other neighbors, had a little bit of forest around maybe, or like land, kind of that private feeling. And we couldn't find that. There were places that would fit into that description, but no. And in the end, in October, a friend of a friend said to me, just like by chance, I have this place to, some people that I know are selling it, if you want to check it out. And we didn't have any expectations. We were like, okay, let's check the billionth place.
Yeah.
And when we arrived there, I truly felt, wow.
Yeah.
This
But like,
is a home.
for me, it was like, because Martina before was very desperate. She was like, every house, like, let's just take it. Can't look anymore. We were so tired of looking. So I kind of held my horses for a moment.
Yeah.
But then it grew on me really quickly, and I was like, we get it.
We also had a good price because it's quite isolated. And now let's transition into the current situation. Like, what is the current situation? What did we buy?
All right.
And we bought
280 square meters on 2 floors. The facade is made of the stone that was recovered from the ruins of the houses that were there prior to the earthquake that destroyed them. And then the house was rebuilt anti-seismic, and it's made from armed concrete, and it has aerated bricks that makes up the structure, but the interior is completely empty. There aren't any walls or rooms. There isn't any electricity, there isn't any water. You can't even get it, it's too far away, so we had to even make it off-grid, which we also wanted to. So it was like a win-win kind of, because we got it a little bit cheaper for those issues as well.
Yeah, because the house is so isolated and not connected to the grid. It costed less than if it would have been connected, if it would have been kind of almost finished. And so we got it at a lower price, and yeah, it's beautiful. It has 3 hectares of land around it, so it's
like
a lot for us.
Half of a hectare is like a forest that they already cut, so it's not much right now, and the rest is like a field where the cows usually came, and we need to get some cows coming. Maybe
I
the
don't want
neighbors' cows for now. We'll see. But we have a lot of land that we don't even know what to do right now, at least.
But let's talk a little bit about our plans.
First, we have probably the well that is coming up. And we also for sure need electricity more than anything. So, well, solar panels, insulation of the walls internally with hemp and lime. That is my material of choice.
Mika is just spamming constantly about getting this hemp, which is this amazing plant that you can use also for fiber, for clothings, and for building, for anything, right? And you can mix it with lime and create this hempcrete. So, and that has such an amazing insulative power. So we will have to insulate it, make the walls with that, and we plan to do it ourselves. So there are so many little things that we can do ourselves, like the actual building of the inside of the house, but the other things such as the well and the solar panel system, we have to hire some professionals.
Just keep smiling. They don't won't notice anything. All right.
So the actual problem, what we experienced in the past 9 months, because it took us 9 months to buy this place, because different things, we're not gonna go into it, but we finally found it in October and we bought it in July now. And the main problem is the bureaucracy, is to actually manage technicians and to understand what is legally required, what we actually have to do legally, like, and what is not legal to do. And that's, it's kind of like blurred. You never understand what is, what needs to be done and what is doesn't, especially our situation, because there aren't so many off-grid places in Italy, and so there isn't like a kind of set, kind of a law that tells you this, you have to do this and this and that.
You can't even legally be off-grid if you're not forced to by the difficulty of connection.
Exactly.
So we were kind of lucky in that sense, I think.
To make this place off-grid actually requires a lot of work, but the main work, I would say, is to deal with the bureaucracy. That's the main problem right now. Because when it comes to hand-on working, you just need to find the materials and put yourself at work. And we are willing to do that. That's what we want, especially Mika. I'm not really such a good builder, I guess, but I want to put my hands on the soil, build the garden, and do all of that. But it feels that this bureaucracy is taking so long, and you never know who to trust. Not that people are trying to scam us all the time, but it feels, because the law is so tedious, it's difficult to understand what is right to do and what is not necessary. I've been very stressed, on the verge of burning out.
There's this back pain that comes back, fainting almost, levels of pain and stress. And,
I think that it would be like a huge thing to have all the bureaucracy done. It's fine, one step at a time. Yeah, but the first thing that we want to do is just make a small apartment, focus on the top floor. The bottom floor would be kind of like a workshop area for now. And
we want to make the minimum possible to be
able to go and live there.
Yeah, to make it livable according to the Italian people. Yeah. And they have some criteria, so it's not so easy. Yeah. But we are trying to make it as simple as possible, while at the same time looking into the future as well a little bit and trying to compromise and
exactly.
find solutions.
But the big next steps, in the short term future, would be to do the well so we can have water, and build a solar panel setup so we can have electricity. These two things are very important for us to be able to even start working seriously inside the house. And my dream is to go and live there as we work, because it's very hard to commute. Right now we live about 40 minutes by car, 45 minutes by car. So every time it's like more than an hour and a half like of driving, and that's not sustainable in my opinion. So we want to be able to enter in the house, even if it's still like in construction mode. And that's also very stressful, to be honest, because it's not nice to live in a place that is, you know, all dusty and dirty. But I'm willing to do that if we have water and electricity. At least then we can manage to, you know, clean things. And
but I want to move as well. We'll see when. If it's gonna be in October already.
I want it to be in October.
Which seems a bit difficult.
Seems
but
impossible.
For me, if we get electricity, then we're pretty good, because water we can still get it from rivers and stuff.
Yeah. But this was the overview of the house. We were trying to be very concise, but it's hard when there is so much. And we want to have a farm. We want to, you know, do regenerative agriculture, build a beautiful garden, like have
I would
some
like to
animals.
have a greenhouse.
But yeah, until we have water set, I can't really.
Yeah, maybe we can make like a small permaculture forest garden with a pond, like.
I would love that.
Thank you so much for all the supporters, the Patreons, the likers and subscribers, the watchers and the sharers of these videos. You are our major helpers. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much is what I want to say. And
this community is really priceless. Thank you so much.
I'm so impressed with all of you and what you have created also. Very good job,
we
Martina,
all
as well.
created. But thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to my patrons, my wild allies that support us in these difficult times. And if you want, like and subscribe. It really helps. It's free. So go and do that. And stay tuned for the next off-grid in Italy episode. It's gonna be quite an adventure.
Episode number 3 is gonna be.
Yeah. So
and
stay
then
tuned for
episode
that.
number 4.
Yes. But we're going. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we send you a big hug and see you next time.